Hello everyone, let's talk about the latest addition to the Goddess Squad, Scarlet. This is Scarlet back in her heydays when she is still a AG swordsman. So let's take a look at her skill kit, right? Her first skill basically adds additional attack based on the number of times she attack. Based on the normal stat is 3 times, 6 times, and 9 times adds additional damages. Her passive and also her skill 2 is whenever she bursts, she will reload her entire clip and increase maximum capacity by 60%. Her skill 3 is basically a attack boost. It also makes the skill 1's charge time to be 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times. So it increased her attack interval of the 1, 2, 3 quite a bit. Okay, and it also increases her charge damage by 150%. And so overall, this will increase her burst damage by a lot. Also, you actually want to raise the skill level pretty evenly. I would get her to 7-7 first. However, skill 2, there's no point enhancing behind number 7 because from 7 to 10 all you're increasing is 6.62% of ammo capacity with a lot of resources, right? And what we lack in this game mostly is the resources to increase to level up a character. So level 2 to 7 only, and when you get to 7 you get reload 100% magazine, which is really crucial. Okay, on top of that, skill 1 and skill 3, you want them to be 10 and 10 so that you can maximize her burst output, since most of her damage comes from her burst. And as for her cube choice, we need to talk about her teammate choices before we talk about her cubes and composition and everything. Okay, if you are wanting to do the best performance, you want to get the best performance out of Scarlet, which, by the way, Scarlet at the moment is the DPS queen. She deals about 0.81 times damage of Scarlet, and based on the math calculation, she does about 2.3 when it's hitting core compared to a normal Scarlet. And for your references, Red Hood only does 0.96 Scarlet against a no core enemy and does 1.88 Scarlet against a cored enemy. So she actually out damages Red Hood in terms of pure DPS. And if she out damages Red Hood at a core enemy, that means she also out damages Modernia. She also out damages manual, like not very good manually controlled Alice or Auto Alice. She's pretty much tied to a full machine assisted Alice, but I do not recommend anyone to play machine assisted Alice in full auto mode. To be completely honest with you, don't do that. Okay, back to topic. So she currently out power crept our most commonly used DPS Modernia, and also all DPS Red Hood, also all DPS Lamilla. The only difference is the fact that Scarlet, actually Dark Scarlet, has a very tiny AoE effect on her attacks. If you take a look at her attacks, the range is not that great. It doesn't even hit the 3 cores on this boss. It barely hits the 3 cores on this boss. If you have Red Hood in your team, Red Hood can actually hit the 2 arms really easily once it comes out, which is really ironic because a rocket launcher character has less range than the sniper rifle character. But regardless, that's how they kind of kept Scarlet's DPS in check, is just so that she doesn't have the best range in terms of a pure attack as well. But regardless, she is currently the top meta in the DPS output. A special interaction between Alice's skill and Dark Scarlet we have to mention. If you take a look at Alice's first skill, she will donate 11.67% of her charge speed to 2 allies of a highest attack. What this means is that just imagine that both Alice and Dark Scarlet has a top speed. their cars with a top speed. The top speed is their maximum charge damage. Alice is 350. Dark Scarlet is 150. When Alice donates 11.6% of a charge speed, she is adding 11.6% of her acceleration speed to the rest of her teammates. Dark Scarlet and Alice takes the same amount of time to reach different top speed. That means Alice accelerates at a much faster pace. So when she donates her acceleration speed, she makes Scarlet accelerates much faster. What does this do? Scarlet now fires her shots like a mad person. It is a difference between 0.78 seconds per shot to 0.52 to 0.54 seconds per shot. This increases Dark Scarlet's maximum damage by quite a bit, and roughly about 40% per run. So generally, you want to team up Alice with the Dark Scarlet. So on top of basically pairing her with Alice at all times, you also want to pair her with the bunny team. The main reason is because Dark Scarlet's main third skill increase her attack already by quite a bit. It's 110% at level 10. So if you have any other character on your team that increase attack values, it actually dilutes the buff by a little bit. And the good thing for Blanc, and this also extends to Novel as well, and to certain extends Lamella, is the fact that their skill actually increase the damage taken by the enemy. So this doesn't get diluted by just pure attack values. So this team is the most ideal thing you can use with the Dark Scarlet. Alternatively, you can use Tia and Naga. But the Tia and Naga team is a little bit worse because Naga's buff is based on attack values, right? And on top of that, you need to remember that while Scarlet is actually okay, because Scarlet's attack is actually able to attack cores most of the time, so she does receive the buffs from the Tiaga team. Alice actually suffer a little bit more when she's placed on this team compared to the bunny team, because Alice has less bullets to use during her burst. So the overall damage most likely is going to be better with the bunny team instead of the Tiaga team. On top of that, you also have Red Hood to use on this team. So this gives you at least another team's open options instead of occupying your entire roster with Scarlet. The third team, possibly if you don't have any other team previously mentioned, you can use a kind of like a put together team. For example, the one shown here is Mika and the Novel, as previously mentioned. Novel is really good due to her damage increase on the boss. You also have Mika there to help increase the bullet counts a little bit, but of course Mika is a limited character. You might not, or you might have her, you might not have her. And besides Alice, Dark Scarlet is pretty much an independent unit for everyone else, so you can just pair her up with anyone. In this case, I put Scarlet here. It doesn't have to be Scarlet. It can be like, say, Guillotine. It can be anyone else. The good thing is also that Dark Scarlet does not damage her own HP, so she does not really necessarily require a healer. Alright, so let's talk about cubes. Scarlet in general is okay with Bastion. You want to use her with Bastions on most cases. Bastion's the one that increase your ammo count most of the time as you shoot. And you can also use Wingman, but Wingman is only if you do not pair her up with Alice. Let's do the example run really quick here. When Dark Scarlet receive the attack speed bonus from Alice, you can see that you can see the fact that her attack bullets will actually run out. Well, on my end, okay, her bullets count will actually run out before the next phase. This is due to the fact that my Dark Scarlet personally does not have a plus bullet or plus ammo on my overload gears. If she has a plus ammo on her overload gear, she will not reload. So with Alice and the bunnies, you definitely want to use bastions as long and this bunnies actually help out the situation too. So if you do not have bunnies with Alice, you probably want 2+ ammo to make sure she stays consistently, doesn't have to reload throughout her entire burst cycle. And as for this team, we are going to switch the cube with Wingman to show an example. Let's swap with the guillotine. Here we go. Okay, so due to the fact that she is not pairing up with Alice on this one, her ammo consumption rate is not as high. So in this case, she can actually be able to use just Wingmans, which increase the maximum amount of bullets to last her throughout the match. If you take a look right here, her bullets will run out, same thing, right before the next round, or right before her burst. So she will still enter ammo reload animation. But honestly, in this case, it's my fault again because I did not provide her with a plus ammo overload gear. If she has at least 2+ ammo overload gear or even +1 high value, there's a pretty good chance she does not have to reload. So you can use Wingman as a lower, if you do not have Bastion level up where you're out of Bastion cube for everyone else, she can technically use Wingman as alternative cube choices. So conclusion, would you want to pull her? Yes, you definitely want to pull her. She is currently one of the top DPS in the game. And I don't see any reason for any I really don't see any reason for anyone to not try to get her at the current stage. The game is going to give us quite a bit of rainbow tickets, and on top of that, you can also use golden ticket to exchange for her. She will probably be the DPS queen in the game for at least until the next half anniversary. Because it seems like for every anniversary and half anniversary is when the shift out upgrades to their next damage level, right? So in terms of if you're F2P, if you're free to play, I would definitely recommend to get at least 1 copy of her. If you're a dolphin, I would definitely, if you're a dolphin or whale, just get as many copies of her as you monetarily accepted, monetarily able, right? For me personally, I will probably have to invest another 2 or 3 tickets onto her to get her because I am currently counting in 65 or 75 pulls into Dark Scarlet and got nothing. Well, with that being said, hopefully everyone has a good luck with the gachas and pull Dark Scarlet. Technically, Dark Scarlet Black Shadow edition, and like I said, I show right here, her AoE is not that great. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.